Are you about to promote your best performer to a leadership or management role? Well, be careful. Hello, happy Tuesday. This is Darren Roberts, Master Trainer at Impact Training Corporation and the Abundance Accelerant. Welcome to the Tuesday Tickle and Tick. Today, problems with promoting people, Lewis or Pete. I've seen over my entire career and still see today that people in performance roles, like sales roles and business development roles, when they're high performers and they do a great job in that role, they get promoted to leadership and management roles. And if it doesn't work out, it becomes a disaster because the organization loses their best sales performer, as well as, if they're not leading very well, the success and performance of the overall team is diminished as well. In the last just 2 weeks, I've had 3 different organizations that have asked me to go in and train their groups in leadership versus management and coaching. So I'm glad it's becoming more of an interest and more of a demand. However, too many people are just promoting those that are successful at the role previously and don't know if they can coach, if they can build connections, if they can lead. And I reflect on my daughter, Brooke, who has just passed her test to get her P's in driving. Now, as an analogy to that business or sporting side, I could have thought, who's the best person to teach Brooke how to drive? Well, who's the best driver? Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is 7 times Formula One world champion. He clearly can drive. He clearly has great skills. Maybe I should go and see if Lewis can teach Brooke how to drive. But to your surprise, perhaps I didn't do that. I got my mate Pete to teach Brooke how to drive. Because I knew that Pete is a qualified driving instructor, of course, and runs his own business, but that he has achieved helping his students get their P's effectively. Now, the reality is, I have no idea whether Pete can drive. I've never seen him drive. I've never been in the car when he can drive. I've never seen his skills as a driver, but I have seen his skills as a teacher and getting the outcome that we were after and the Brooke was after, which was to learn, be confident on the road, and of course to pass her test. But in business, we tend to go for the Lewis Hamilton. Who is the person that's doing the best job in the role that they're about to lead? Great, let's give them the leadership role. And guess what? We don't even know if that person wants a leadership role. And secondly, they don't get any leadership or management training. Now remember, managers manage numbers and tasks, and leaders lead people. Managers manage numbers and tasks, and leaders lead people. So here's 2 tips that if you're going to promote from within or recruit for a leadership role in a performance-based businesses. Firstly, make sure that that top performer wants a leadership role. Quite often that top performer, that high performer in sales or business development, is just driven to achieve things for themselves and their own income and commission and rewards. And sometimes they're really happy with that, and most likely they don't even want the leadership role, but they take it to feel good about themselves, for the accolades. So the first thing is make sure that your high performer wants a leadership role, or if they're really happy with what they're doing. Secondly, if you're going to put that person or anyone into that leadership role, make sure they have leadership training. Please don't assume just because they can do the role that they can lead other people to do the role, because quite often they can't. Because they need to build that connection, they need to build trust, they need to understand the drivers of their staff, they need to deliver their messages in a manner that may not be their natural way of doing it, to connect with their team, to get high performance over an entire group, not just high performance in themselves. So I'm really pleased that I've been able to teach those 3 different organizations and their teams over the last couple of weeks. There's a couple of tips for you. Don't just go for the Lewis Hamilton. And if you are going to go for the Lewis, make sure that they get some training in leadership and management and communication so that they can teach. Or maybe it's better your version of Pete, who has a proven way of communicating and leading to get the best out of people. For us, we teach leadership both one-on-one and in groups. So if we can help you teach your crew with your leadership and management and coaching, then love to help. Have a great Tuesday.